Ladies, gentlemen, honored guests, esteemed AFDP Global Ambassadors, and members of the AFDP Global Advisory Board. Thank you all for being here today at the launch of the Fearless Football campaign. Over this exceptional World Cup, we have seen some of the most accomplished and talented athletes in the world compete at the very highest level for women's football's ultimate prize. The players' exploits on the pitch will have been an inspiration to girls and women everywhere, from towns and cities to the farthest and remotest reaches of the globe. And as the tournament enters its final phase, thoughts will naturally turn to the legacy of the World Cup and the future of the women's game. My friends and colleagues, we are at a crossroads. While the World Cup has shown us so much that is good and inspiring, we cannot ignore the fact that abuse, harassment, and exploitation continue to undermine the integrity and standing of the women's game. It is for this reason that we have launched Fearless Football. The message is clear. The abuse of women and girls will not be tolerated, and immediate action must be taken to stop this disgraceful state of affairs. The campaign centers on the Fearless Football petition, which we're launching today on change.org. This is a petition with a real purpose, not only to highlight that abuse is a stain on the integrity of women's football, but also to promote clear steps that every football organization must take to address this crisis. These clear steps are summed up in the petition as a declaration of principles, a minimum standard that, if implemented, would ensure women and girls are guaranteed safety and dignity in football. That is why we're calling for every football organization to adopt these principles and comply with them immediately, without excuse. I would like to thank the 50-plus individuals who have already become the first signatories of the Fearless Football petition, with the backing of the likes of Kelly Lindsay, Alexander Seferin, Enia Luco, Heather O'Reilly, Becky Sorbrun, Louisa Ha, Harry Kuehl, and too many others to list. The Fearless Football petition is gathering real momentum. We are also fortunate to be able to count on the support of our esteemed ambassadors, Robert Perez and Gerard Houllier. Thank you, Robert and Gerard, for joining us today in support of Fearless Football. I would like to pay particular tribute to Kelly Lindsay, who will speak shortly, and the other members of the Afghanistan women's national football team, who will put the tragedy of abuse in women's football before the eyes of the world. These remarkable women have risked their careers, livelihoods, and even their safety to expose the physical and sexual abuse in women's football in Afghanistan. The whole world of football owes you a debt of gratitude, and it was your voice that really started the Fearless Football campaign. After the crisis in Afghanistan was made public, I convened a roundtable of key figures in sports, law, and human rights in London, with the aim of helping to coordinate the support being offered to affected staff and players. From the moment of the roundtable until now, we have seen FIFA issue a lifetime ban and a 1 million Swiss francs fine against the president of the Afghan Football Federation. This is only a first step towards justice, but it is an important step nonetheless. However, there are still others who are yet to be held accountable. We must all remember that the tragic situation in Afghanistan is about much more than one man or even one federation, but reflects global failings in safeguarding governance and the culture of world football. That is why, since the roundtable, the AFDP global team has committed itself to developing a set of principles to protect women and girls in football everywhere. The final result is the Fearless Football petition and our declaration of principles that we are announcing today. This crucial campaign will only be successful if we change the way football is governed to prevent all abuse of women and girls, now and in the future. We need to put pressure on every governing body, every federation, and every league to adopt AFDP Global's declarations of principles now. To achieve this, we are calling on every person who believes that women and girls should be able to express themselves through sport in freedom and without fear to sign and share the Fearless Football petition on change.org. That is, of course, a call that starts with everyone in this room. When I launched AFDP Global in October last year, I spoke of my belief that football is much more than just a game, that it is also the common language of the world, and a tremendous catalyst for change. But we cannot take this for granted. Hope and moral standing can be easily lost in the face of abuse of power. For the sake of the women's game that has already done so much to inspire hope and change lives, we must take immediate action against abuse and exploitation in any form. Today, we're laying down a challenge to every football organization and saying that now is the time for action. The future of women's football and the future of generations of girls and women in football depends on their response. Thank you all very much. Thank you.